It's crooked? Okay, let me find out.
I'm just kidding. I joke. I kid.
Let me do a BTS. All right, let's see.
Oh, I should do one too.
You're gonna do a behind the scenes video of yourself?
Of us.
Oh, that's cute. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna do it really quickly. Reporting live from the studio, it's Blue and Aaron.
Hey!
You're so photogenic. All right, we gotta do the show. Bye. Aaron, were you really scared about doing the show? Because you seemed nervous the week I saw you after I asked you to do it.
I was scared as hell. What you talking about,
Why
Willis?
would you be scared?
You know, I just be nervous.
I'm a safe space.
I'm a safe space.
Okay, we're gonna put the phones away. Hi.
Hey, stay tuned, y'all.
Oh, you're so provocative. All right. No, hold on. Let me put this down.
I don't like it. Can we do one more real quick?
No, we're going to start the show. Okay, fine. We're going to do one more promo.
Humanized.
This is hilarious.
Okay. Y'all, look who I'm with.
Hey, everybody.
Yo, stay tuned. It's about to be lit. I also got my sister over here in the back. What's that?
For those of you who've been watching for the past 2.5 minutes, the person who's been doing the selfies is Aaron.
What up?
Aaron, so is your last name Bernard?
Yes.
Okay, because my thing is, in LA, I've met a lot of people who they have simple looking names, and then you try to pronounce it, and instead of Emily, it's Amelie.
They put like accents and all that.
Yeah, that shit is weird. Well, I'm just gonna say this, Aaron. I adore you, and I love that you came on the show because I overheard you while we were hanging out talking to somebody about how you used to be a therapist.
Yes.
And then you decided to be a coach.
Yes.
Now, I have been asked several times why I do coaching and did not want to go to school to be a therapist. My cousin, shout out to her. We come from a very anxious family, and we're the only two who are going to save the family. So she's a clinical psychologist, I think that's the technical term.
Uh-huh.
I knew that I did not want to do that because there's some things you cannot talk about. And there's certain conversations you cannot have.
Facts.
And I don't know if you've met me. I'm inappropriate Ina, okay?
No filter.
I have a filter.
You have a filter, but you're like you don't need that.
I have a filter. I just am very free.
I like that.
That's the word. I'm free. I'm
like
liberated. And so because I'm so liberated, I knew I could not be. They would have. Do you just bar people? How do you get rid of a therapist who's just being naughty?
They actually do.
Yeah, so I
do.
I didn't want to deal with that.
There's actually a magazine. Damn, what is it called again? There's a magazine for. So I went to school and I got a master's in marriage and family therapy.
This subtle flex is brought to you by
Flex, Black Excellence. Let's go. But no, I went to school and they taught us that there's a magazine that they put out every month. And at the back of the magazine, there's a bunch of therapists that acted quote unquote naughty, whether they were doing things that were illegal, unethical. They got caught, maybe having sex with a client, for example.
Oh.
Yeah. And they're in the back of that magazine, and I was like, I don't want to be a part
like
of that.
Back page.
It's a back page situation
for therapists.
Yeah, for people
Well,
that are out of pocket.
I want to find them.
I got you later. Yep.
Is it toxic that I want to talk to one of those therapists?
I mean, they might need you though.
Look,
you
I
know?
want a naughty therapist. No, the reason why
Mhm.
I'm asking is because you don't seem naughty at first. Pause. So, what made you want to be a coach? Back to the question.
So I started off. Can I go a little further back and then get into it?
Go for it.
I bet. So short version is I wanted to be a creative. I feel like I am a creative at heart.
Very much so.
And then the school I went to, my mom was like, you need to do a job that's gonna like help you out because my biological father is a creative. And so she just felt like she's seen some things with people that she knows.
She could see it in you that you're that kind of person.
She didn't want me. She just wanted to keep me quote unquote safe and protected. So she was like, just get a 9-to-5. The industry's up and down, etc. And so I went and I did psychology because that fit my personality because I taught people really effortlessly. When I got into the boundaries, it just didn't feel right for me. Like if I saw a client, I would see clients out, and if a client gets uncomfortable, it's kind of like maybe I should leave kind of a thing, or don't talk to them, do relationships and things like that. I went to a casino once and I was with friends. We were hanging out and one of my clients came up to me and they're like, what are you doing here?
Imagine seeing your therapist losing at blackjack.
Yeah.
That would fuck with my spirit.
Yeah. So, but we're human, right? So humanized. So short version plug.
Okay, so Aaron's running the episode, y'all. I just
I'm getting this, but the short version is I felt like it wasn't matching me. On the scale of 1 to Aaron, it wasn't matching me how I want to show up professionally. And I felt like coaching, there's a different set of boundaries. It's a lot more relaxed. You could actually see a friend's cousin. You could maybe even see people that are kind of your friends. You could work with different people. And I like that. I like that I could see people in more than one space and it's okay. Like a dual relationship is frowned upon in therapy. And in coaching, it's okay.
That's a great answer. It also lets me know that my instincts were correct.
You were right.
Because I immediately knew, and the one could argue, because in this show we do a lot of astrology, right? The running joke is I have a lot of Tauruses in the show. I've had a couple Pisces, a couple Libras, but the one sign that was declared the least favorite sign by Rosa Acosta when she came on, you already know, it's Gemini.
They be hating.
And Geminis are known for being mischievous. So hearing that, being a coach makes more sense. One could argue that's the Gemini in you that needed more freedom.
Well, I'm a free spirit, so I did need more freedom. But I would like to say I since have gone to my own therapy. I've done the work.
Of course.
So I think therapy's great. I just think on a scale of 1 to Aaron, in terms of how I show up as a professional.
This man said on a scale of 1 to Aaron. I cannot.
I'm not in competition with nobody else.
Okay, that's bars. Okay,
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that just matched my personality.
My thing is this, though. A lot of the people who come to me for coaching are therapists.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I'll be talking to them and I'm just like, sis, you should know, like, why am I having to tell? Like, it's often very, I don't want to say rudimentary, but it's often very obvious stuff. Yeah. And I'm like, you got a whole master's. That's what's going on, sis. And so what I've realized is therapists do need therapists. And finding a good therapist is like finding a good boyfriend. Like, you have to be compatible. And I know a lot of folks who are counselors, and I feel concern for the folks that they are with. So what would you say would be like 2 red flags about if you and your therapist might not be equally yoked? I'm choosing my words very carefully because a lot of mental health people watch this show and you're probably going to hurt one of their feelings.
That's okay. You know, for me, I could talk about my experience of red flag. I therapists that don't want to talk about race if they're not. And so as a black man in America, for me, I need somebody that's comfortable talking about race. And so it's like the red flag was I had one therapist that overcompensated for their lack of blackness. And I've had other people try to ignore my blackness and my issues.
They're trying to do special handshakes?
So like this one therapist I had, female, she's like, well, I'm married to a black guy and people think I'm black. Ha ha ha.
Oh, no,
it was just like, it was
stranger
like,
danger.
It was like those moments of red flag. Just say, oh, to me, a better or more appropriate answer for me would have been like, okay, well, you know what? Teach me about your experience. I don't know your life, your culture. I know a little bit because of my husband, but what is your experience like? Because there's so many different types of black too.
Amen.
You got African black, you got Caribbean black, you got American black, and within America, there's a whole bunch of different types of black. So I would have been happier if she just said, hey, I'm down to talk about race. I'm not afraid.
Race is the big one. I know a lot of people who say that they prefer black therapists or therapists that are culturally competent.
Yeah.
But I also know folks who prefer therapists of a certain gender. I will say, I was watching a show, I won't name the show, and they had a male marriage counselor.
Okay.
And his misogyny, his internalized misogyny was so deeply unchecked. I felt deep sorrow for any married woman who came to him with their husband because it was just going to be a gang on. It was like blatant too. It wasn't like it was very blatant. And so like, how do you deal with the gender thing too, right? Because I can't imagine going to a marriage counselor who's also, let's say, married, and he's having a bad day with his wife, and I come in asking for me and Bob to get some therapy, and I'm getting the juice instead. Like, people forget that therapists are people.
Period, yeah.
So how do you deal with the whole gender thing? Because that's also a factor.
Well, I don't mind gender. I just think there's a level of self-awareness that a good therapist has.
Amen.
And so if you have self-awareness, I don't care what you are. Just help me.
Oh, that's beautiful.
You know what I'm saying? So if you come in with that issue, then I might have to ask you about it or talk to you about it because I speak up for myself, especially when I'm in therapy.
You're a good self-advocate.
Yeah, because I'm actually like in this space. I want the help. I finally found someone, hopefully, and now you just trying to throw some stuff on me. That's a little crazy. I'm like, So like I definitely advocate for myself. So my thing is, I don't care if you're black, white, male, female, this, that, and the other. I'd prefer black at this moment in my time in my life. But like, if you are self-aware, I'm with it. Let's go. If you have intelligence and depth, and you can like get through the layers that I might present because I'm a little layered.
You're a Gemini, yes.
We're let's do it. You know.
But have you ever? And this is going to be interesting. Do you know of someone who needs to leave therapy alone at a certain point, take a break? Because I feel like I had a therapist for a moment where she started asking me for more help than I was asking her. Like, I could tell she wanted to be my friend.
Yeah.
And so she was just like trying to like do like the long kiss goodnight. I was like, sis, we could end this right here. Yeah. I'm helping you. Like, you walk into your car, I'm giving you advice. Shouldn't I get a cut of the check? Like, what's happening? When is the time to say, like, our chapter is done?
That goes back to that self-awareness. You know what I mean? Like I'm not a therapist anymore, but when I was a therapist, I remember feeling like after some sessions, and even now to like yesterday, my last session, I was like, that was heavy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So it's like, what do I need right now? So I started playing gospel music. I did let out a few F-bombs. I was like, fuck. Can we curse?
Not cursing while talking about Marvin Sapp.
I was like, praise God, you know.
Praise
but like,
God, fuck.
but sometimes you gotta show, you know, church they say, come as you are.
Yeah.
So my playlist does have a little cursing and a little gospel back to back. It's just a little.
My playlists are nasty.
Mine is wild.
Yeah, you're being nice. My playlists are straight up nasty. The reason why I'm asking you these questions now,
Yeah.
is because I wanted to get the responsible stuff out of the way. See, that was responsible. Aaron just told you that he is humanized. I usually do the shout out. You do the shout out for me, and I ain't got to do it. He's humanized. Find you a therapist who doesn't mind that you black or brown or whatever you are, and who is not on some fuck shit. And we fall down, but we get up is on his playlist along with My Neck and My Back. We've learned so much.
Yep.
Now we're gonna do a very quick pivot.
Here we go. Let's go.
This is like the roller coaster going dun 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 dun. We're gonna take a shot and then we're gonna do hot topics.
Let's
Ready?
do it.
And this Jameson, you actually brought the Jameson to my house. This is your bottle of Jameson.
Oh wow, because I drink tequila first, then Jameson second.
All right, we're gonna toast to booty and abundance. All right, whites.
We like that, and peace.
And Pete.
With
I mean,
both of
abundance
them.
could be booty and abundance. Mm.
You don't have to do shots like that. Hold on, because I had vocal cord surgery.
Wow, that is somebody's grabbing your neck from inside.
I love that. This is the bottle I bought.
No, it is. And last night, my friend Bridget and Mandy, they came in town from New York, and they came over, and I don't buy alcohol. So the only alcohol I have is whatever y'all bring over. And the bottle of Jameson was the only thing that didn't get vetoed. We found some wild stuff in my cabinet that people had left behind. We found some Grey Goose that could have been there since 2005.
Wow.
We found some Everclear, which is illegal in most states, but it was like a gallon of Everclear.
Oh, your house is lit. I think I heard about this Everclear when I went over your house.
A whole
actually.
gallon, yeah. What else? We found a bunch. We found Bombay Sapphire. Is that something that aunties drink? Like, who drinks Bombay
I
Sapphire?
never had or heard of.
I've never drank Bombay Sapphire.
Sapphire.
But what? Look, next time you come over, we're gonna drink that, and we're gonna do an experiment.
Okay.
Now that we've had the alcohol, that Jameson is ooh.
It warmed you up a little bit.
My teeth are fuzzy now, and my chest is warm. All right, now we're gonna do more shots. We're gonna do hot
Oh,
topics.
my.
You ready for hot topics?
Let's go.
Now these hot topics tend to be a little bit evergreen because I like to have topics that have a greater theme to them.
Okay.
So give me your honest opinion as Aaron, the human,
And human.
the humanized you, not the therapist. You ready?
I'll try.
All right. So Kim Kardashian recently made headlines for admitting that she approached Pete Davidson because she heard about his BDE
Mm-hmm.
and was DTF. For those of you who do not understand these acronyms, translated, she heard about his big dick energy and was down to fuck.
Yep.
How do we feel about women approaching or chasing after men?
Ooh.
How do you personally feel? Human Aaron, not therapist. I got
No.
say,
I mean,
yeah.
they kind of. I feel like the reason why I like being a coach is I just show up as me all the time in both spaces.
I love that.
I know you'd roll your eyes at me a little
No,
bit.
I'm very
Okay,
warm. I just realized that I haven't eaten, so that Jameson was my breakfast.
And we're gonna take more too.
This is gonna be a great
My son's
episode.
gonna have to drive today.
Please drive us. Thank you. You get it.
I feel like there's a difference between approaching and chasing. That's the first
How
thing
do you
that
feel
came to
about?
me.
But how do you feel about women approaching or chasing?
I feel like they're different. I feel like approaching is cool. I think like we're in 2022. I think it depends on the dude as well. Like for me, I think like, yo, she just got out of a situation. She had a situation that I don't know about, but allegedly it's kind of like they're going through a divorce or something like that. It's complicated. He bought a house across the street. We heard all these different things. And like, she's like, yo, I just need some loving. And she was like,
she's DTF.
And she's a billionaire and she has a different mindset. She's like, yo, I heard about this guy named Pete. I'm about to holler. And it worked.
That's great
So
theoretically.
I think that's
that was a
cool.
great theoretical answer.
I think it's cool.
For you, Aaron, particularly, do you want women to be walking up to you and trying to holler at you?
Absolutely.
Okay, so my answer is very different.
I don't see there's nothing wrong with it. I
didn't say anything was wrong.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I'm gonna explain why. People are shocked, right? Because I'm supposed to be this modern woman. Here's my issue. My entire 20s, I had that mentality. So that's why I say theoretically it sounds amazing. Wonderful theory. Slow clap. In real life, when you are a woman who has a big personality and you approach a man, it's a silent signal for them to say that, oh, you like being the alpha. And men who I've approached in the past, no matter how submissive I naturally am, because I approached, they acted different than men who approached me. And I actually had a friend one time when I hit 30, I was like, all your dudes treat you so well. Everybody that I date, male, female, whatever, they're all masculine. And I'm getting carried even though I'm a nice person. And you're a bitch. Like, she's a raging bitch. And she was proud about it, too.
Okay.
And I was like, how are you bitchy and getting treated like gold? And I'm the nice one. And I'm being played. And she said, Blue, all my men choose me. And you choose them. And that's the difference. And unfortunately, as archaic as that may sound, based on 10 years of watching what panned out, she was right. The next time I met somebody that I liked, I let them approach me. It was a completely different energy. And when I watch men, a lot of men like to pray. Like, they like to, like, there's something about a man acquiring something that brings pride to him that's probably subconscious.
I agree to that.
And, like, if you have to want me enough to acquire me, I realize that I actually need that level of investment. I want somebody who wants me enough to like, come get me.
I feel you.
And a lot of guys, I mean, get lazy. They feel like, oh, well, you know, you can take out the trash then if you said you so alpha.
Well, let's be real. You're talking about a relationship, and Kim is talking about DTF.
No, but she's in a relationship now.
Because it was good.
Oh. That
Sometimes it'll make you fall in love, right? So to me, here's a billionaire woman that knows that she has all this baggage, and she's like, and I think people probably are scared to approach a billionaire woman like him. So she's like, yo, I like him. Let me go talk to him real quick. Boom, boom, boom. Now, for like a non-billionaire woman,
yes, I mean, the rest of us who are not billionaires, Aaron,
you know, it might be a little different, but I do think that dudes for sure appreciate the
y'all
chase.
carry us differently when you have to work for it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but
I know that's not the politically correct answer, but it's the real life answer that men who have to like you enough to come get you carry a different frequency than men that you came and got.
I feel it.
And all my homegirls who went and got dudes and they're in relationships.
Yeah,
she's still the alpha.
And I mean, and some dudes like that too.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's not my dude.
But exactly, it depends on what you want.
Yeah, the crazy thing is I think people think that if you have a big personality, you must be an alpha. That is a bull-faced lie. I know a lot of loud betas, myself included.
I know them.
I don't, but the thing is though, I think a lot of times too, and this is the problem, systemically speaking, Black women have to be in charge whether we want to or not. So a lot of us only think we're alphas because we had no choice.
You ready to put that cape down, take the S off your chest?
Oh my God, no cape, okay? Yeah. Do not call me a strong Black woman. I'm looking at the camera. I am a supple Black woman, okay? I will play damsel in distress in a heartbeat. Help me. Ouch. Like, seriously, the whole strong Black woman thing is literally killing us. I've had to write so many articles when I work for the Griot about how physically, like, we're mentally, like, financially, we're buckling under the pressure of saying we don't need help. So I'm yelling help left and right. Help me.
A lot of my friends that are probably going to watch this episode are going to amen you right now because I have so many female friends that are strong.
We tired.
Educated. They popping. They got houses. They
Come
got
get
money.
Me,
they got
sir.
cars. And they're like, Aaron, I'm tired of being strong. I'm tired of being...
I'm not strong. I've just started declaring I'm not strong.
She's like, save you.
Ouch.
Save you.
Feel how soft my skin is. See, I'm tender. I'm not strong. I can't do it. Do you ever have female friends who you think are on the opposite end, who are so enamored with the strong Black woman narrative that they don't realize that they have a clenched jaw around it? I feel like some women, it's like a badge of honor for them, and they can't put it down long enough to get support. Because there are people who want support but are too prideful to receive support. Like, do you ever see that, and do you say anything as a guy, or are you just nervous? Because it's a very weird time for men and women right now.
Yeah, mansplain. It's like people don't want to be called a mansplainer, you know? So I've learned to, if you ain't paying me, I keep my opinions to myself.
Oop!
Or
Ariston, unless you got 3 stacks, I'm
just saying. Because the short version is people, if people want help, they usually just come to me. So if they want an opinion, they come to me. Now, if I see that if you come to me and you start venting about something, then I might give my opinion.
But if you see it, like, perfect example, if I had a blind spot, if I was saying, Aaron, why do I keep on ending up with these punk ass Negroes and they're so weak and they make me do all the work, and you're seeing that the obvious answer is that I'm chasing and I'm wearing the pants in the relationship, you wouldn't, as my friend, without me knowing it's a blind spot, say, hey sis, maybe it's because...
Well, you came to me and said, hey Aaron.
Yeah.
The fact that you said, hey Aaron, this is what I'm going through, we're having a dialogue.
There's implied consent there.
Yeah. Okay. But if you just live in your life and you just kind of like, I'm like, okay, well, you got to a little bit longer because I don't want to, I'm not mansplaining. So
you play stupid and you just sit there like.
Well, because, once again, you're talking about a specific type of woman.
Yeah.
So, like, for that woman that's, like, strong and they have, like, this energy.
It's very prideful.
Depending on the day, you don't know what you're going to get.
That's true.
So
I think that's another reason. I love that you're saying that, because the reason why I'm bringing this up is because as someone who is, like, trained professionally, I feel like you're probably the guy who'd be the least scared to get into
And
the
I
realm.
still get scrimped on. I be trying to use all the right words. I'm
And
trying to
you're
jump
still
in.
like, you got a whole degree
I
in
be-
this, my G, and you're still scared. So imagine
I
how a
have
regular
almost
dude on the
20
block.
years of experience. I be getting scrimped. I'll be like, yo, I'm talking about eggshells. I be walking on the hose like,
Dudes on the block are so scared, and they should be. Like, it's not even paranoia. Like, I feel bad when people are like, no, you should. No.
Yeah.
If I was a man right now, I'd be nervous because the audience is smarter and misogyny is so deeply ingrained that you're going to get it wrong whether you.
whatever you say is like it's wrong at this point.
But not
It feels
because.
like that.
But not because you're a victim, but because the system has handicapped you so much, right?
All of us.
It's the same feeling that white folks have when they talk to black folks.
Mhm.
You could be the best white person ever, but there's 100% chance at some point you're gonna put your foot in your mouth because the system has handicapped you so much. And if you look at it as a handicap rather than a character flaw, then you can just admit that, like, I ain't got it. I always say I wish I was a white guy. I think I'd be a great white guy. I'm like, look, this is lit. I'm on the winning team. Y'all need some help. Like, I wouldn't even front.
You'd also be naive as fuck.
Yes, but I
you would have to worry about nothing.
But I would not be denying my privilege in order to like play oppression Olympics. You know what I mean? All right, I like the way that you answered it, but I still want to bring this back. Do you prefer to be approached, or do you prefer to approach? And why?
I'm not really into signs, but I think it's my Gemini, the indecisive. It depends on the situation.
Jesus Christ.
No, because it really
This is why Rosa
does.
don't fuck with y'all.
No, it depends.
Aaron, you have to start answering the question.
I am answering the question because I literally would do both.
More times than not, what do you prefer? More times than not. If there was a gun to your head right now, more times than not.
No gun, please. If I had to, I actually have no problem approaching.
I believe that. For
I
those of
literally
you who
have
are not
no
watching, Aaron's wearing a
problem.
Brooklyn cap. He's very proud to be from
I
New
have
York.
no problem approaching, but I also don't mind an approach because if they are talking like a Kim Kardashian, I've had a few Kim Kardashians, not white, but just in general situations, come to me. I like black and like I like to date black or
That's
black
black.
and I
Yeah,
date black,
mhm.
yeah. So like, but sometimes situations will seem much a league, and you'd be like, oh, this is awesome. Like, you know what I mean?
So it's an ego boost.
Yeah, because I don't want to look stupid.
But past the ego boost, has that
I have
ever?
I have no problem approaching.
No, but past the ego boost, has that ever bared fruit of like a really healthy relationship?
Yeah.
Where they approached you and past you saying, "Oh snap, I pulled this," you're actually having a healthy relationship, even though she made the approach.
Yeah.
I would love to talk to some of the folks who
Approached.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like when I was being defensive and when I was being prideful, I was like, no, I'm a strong black woman. If I see it, I should be able to go get it. And I sat back, I was like, but sis, what are you getting exactly? So if I'm honest, there's not been a single time that I've approached a man that we've dated that I haven't broken up with him because I kept on having to initiate. It almost like it set a precedent. Like he knew that if he ever felt lazy, I would always fill the gap.
I feel like I understand you're talking about you, but for me, I have a pretty solid, maybe even strong personality. So
I love how you're self-identifying. No, I have a strong personality.
Like if I like something, I like something. If I don't, I don't. And I
That's
very
my
much,
point, though.
And I say what it is.
If a man doesn't like you enough to approach you, he doesn't like you enough. That's my personal opinion.
But I also just talked about ego and fear and all that stuff.
I feel like if you don't like me enough to come get me, you don't like me enough for me.
I'll take it.
Because I feel like, honestly, I've seen guys who were dead broke, didn't have nothing that they could, like, whatever about, and they saw something they liked that was out their league, and they were like, look, I'm going to figure this shit out. And there's something about that I want it bad enough to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, without that, I'm disinterested. So this is an interesting topic. Unless you're Kim Kardashian. Aaron keeps on saying, if you're a billionaire, screw this entire conversation.
Come to me if you're a billionaire. I got
really?
you. Or if you're half a billionaire, let's go. Beyonce, you're married, but listen.
Well, I love that you said Beyonce because that's actually the next topic. Look at you segueing. You won't break my soul. Okay, so Beyonce and Drake have put us on notice that house music is clearly the sound of the summer. We have no choice. And so my first question is, how do we feel about this unexpected summer of house music? Be honest. It's a safe space.
I actually was at the gym and it was like, yo, Drake, da-da-da. And I was like, all right, bet. I'll put it on at the gym. And I actually liked it. Because I was at the gym, and at the gym, they play different kinds of music.
They do.
So it two things. One, it gave me a gym feel. I felt like I was able to work out to it. Two, I didn't hate it. And I'm not trying to be politically correct. I actually liked it because it reminded me of Coachella. I felt like I was outside.
Nice.
It took me to like a festival moment.
Yeah.
I felt so happy.
That's true.
I actually enjoyed it. I was like, oh, this is a vibe. I was like, I knew it was different now. Okay.
Yeah.
But it also
like, don't play me.
I knew it was different. But like I also knew like at the end of the day, I was like, oh, this is cool. Like for me. Because like I said, Coachella, the reason why I like going to Coachella is because it introduces me to so many different types of DJs and music and stuff like that. Plus the people that we love. So I've been going to Coachella for like 6, 7 years now.
I've
So
never been because it's always my birthday weekend. And the few times that I've been with people who should have gotten me tickets, they didn't. That's a whole other conversation.
we gotta put that out there for you for next birthday.
I've said this before on the show, so people who've been listening for a while, my biggest annoyance is that I have done so many birthday parties and surprise parties for all my friends and everybody I've ever dated, and I've never gotten a party. Yeah, I'm actually bitter about it now. It's the one thing in life that I'm bitter about. It's like, really, again? I'm throwing my party. Nobody wants to? Okay, you good? Okay. I had friends who I literally had their wedding at my house back in D.C.
Are they watching?
I hope so. Y'all had literally their wedding was a month before my birthday. I was like, there's no way they're not going to do something for me. You had your wedding at my crickets.
But that's that expectation. When you have expectations, it
No,
sets you up.
I just here's my thing, and I've learned that when you expect you from other people, you break your own heart. I just am a place where I've always said verbally, I like reciprocal relationships.
Facts.
So I like give and take, right? I enjoy giving a lot. I also like receiving. And I just feel like at some point it should have come up by now with as much as I give. But you're right. I cannot have expectations. But how do you feel about Beyonce doing this?
I like it.
Because Beyonce doing it is very different than Drake doing. Drake has a huge footprint.
It does.
But Beyonce makes the world stop and then sings about making the world stop.
And
like
literally sings about it. World stop.
I'm excited for this album.
I think it's gonna be lit, and I think it's gonna be more than one album because it's an act 1, right? So what's what's act 2?
She's
you know what I'm
she's
saying?
a provocateur.
Yo.
Can we just discuss this? I'm not gonna share your business, guy. I got in trouble at the dinner party at my house last time. I'm not gonna share Aaron's business, but we could have gone to high school at the same time. I'm just gonna say that. No, I made the mistake of, y'all know that I've talked on the show before about being neurodivergent, so sometimes I can't read the room because I'm being like a purely...
You're fine.
I'm like a child who's just being literal.
Yeah.
So I made the mistake of saying Aaron's age at a little dinner party at my house, and the whole room stopped breathing. They were like,
literally.
They were like, "Oh, girl, did he want you to say all that?" And I was like, "What? He looks good."
I know somebody's gonna be like, "Why does he even care?" I do.
No, I'm apologizing. I was wrong that night.
But you weren't. You're wrong.
I'm never mentioning your age again. You were ageless. Okay, you weren't Benjamin, but I'm
like
scarred.
Prince. I'm ageless.
No, because I thought you were gonna jump up and be like, "No, guys, I'm fine." You sat there stuck, and so they kept going.
Yeah, it happened so fast. I was like, "Damn!" Like I was like, "You should have told my age for me." I like to even say, "Well, how do you think I am?" Sometimes I play that game. You know what I mean? And I'm like, "Oh, that's great. Well, thank you."
This
and
is
I leave it at that.
How childlike I am, y'all. I'm like a huge kid in my head. Like in my mind, they asked your age, and I was like, "Oh, I know the answer to this because he just told me." I'm not thinking anything but, yay, I know the answer.
It's okay. You do, because you're awesome.
No, don't try to do me now.
You are awesome.
That room.
I'm just not on Wikipedia, so I get to still play the game of guess how old I am.
But Aaron, you're black. That's an unfair game.
Yeah, well, let it be unfair.
If somebody that gets my age, I could be 25 or 60.
Yeah.
I'm black.
You are. And you look fantastic, by the way.
Don't do that. That's what y'all do for
you do.
Y'all stay telling the aunties they look great.
You told me your age. I was like, this black, ooh, it ain't cracking. That joke.
And the funny thing is, I don't wear makeup, but like when I do, I feel like it makes me look older. What do you mean?
I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
No, yeah. I feel like your real age is what you look like with no makeup on.
Damn, that's good.
Because there's some folks, they put on the right concealer and they look 12.
They look
They look 12.
Tricky without.
I actually think I look older with makeup on. I think makeup actually makes me look more like a grown-up, like, like an adult. All right, so we have decided that we are liking the Beyonce and Drake thing.
I like the Beyonce joint. I like the Drake joint, and I can't wait to turn up with them. Hopefully they're at Coachella or every festival that I could go to. I love them.
Can I come?
Let's go.
I'll pay for my own ticket, but I want to go to Coachella at least one of these days. All right, we're going to pivot from Beyonce to someone who said that they wish they worked with her, and that's Chris Brown. Chris Brown was recently asked, and that's the thing about the show.
I didn't see it. Yeah, go ahead.
You ain't gotta see shit. I'm just gonna do a replay. Chris Brown was asked if there's one person that you could be with, like as far as doing a collab with, who would it be? He said Beyonce. Now the reason why I'm asking this question about Chris Brown and that answer is, Chris Brown is disgustingly talented.
Beyond.
Like you could hate him as a person.
He's insanely
but you would have
talented.
to lie to say that he's not talented.
He's undeniable.
So my thing is, and as someone who. Women who are over 35, we were the ones who were a little like feeling protective of Rihanna when that everything went down. As someone who's had such a muddied career, personally, at what point do we as a collective have to let Chris Brown be and forgive him and say that he's redeemed himself? Has he redeemed himself enough to have a Beyonce want to work with him? Because we know that Beyonce is real big about she don't do no funny shit. That's the Virgo in her. I got a little Virgo on my chart. I don't do funny shit either, right? If you have any Virgo in your chart, you're averse to funny shit. So Beyonce, if shit is funny, she's out.
Yeah.
She will disappear like Homer into the shrub.
Yeah.
Do you think he's at a place yet where he's clean enough and stable enough where Beyonce would even honor that request and do something with him?
You know, I think the
No
queen.
wrong answers.
No, I'm really thinking like what what is it? WWBD? What would Beyonce do? I
That's for Blue, but okay.
Beyonce or Blue. I think Beyonce would probably have a talk with Ree and Jay in my head,
Yeah.
and see where they're at in my mind.
But
And
Rihanna was the first one to forgive him. She took him back.
yeah, that's another story for another time.
Oh,
Because I mean,
yeah, that's true.
I don't know Chris, but I think he's undeniable. And here's the thing: I really see like that is his lane. Like he would
Yeah.
literally kill
He
that.
would body it.
Yo, the two of them dancing together would be insane. So I think for like on some creative tip without the Rihanna joint, she would absolutely do it. But I think she'd have to talk to them first. But like if they did do that, I would play the fuck out of that song.
I know
I'll
for
play
a
the
fact
mess out of that
Rihanna's
song.
over it. Rihanna's over it.
Rihanna got a whole baby. She's
With
chilling.
ASAP.
But I
Yeah.
literally think if Beyonce did that, first of all, that'd be great for Chris. But it'd be great for B. It'd be great for
Yeah.
me. It'd be great for us. And like
It's the world.
and look, and like they're so yo. He
Yeah.
honestly, he's one of the most talented. And that situation. And here's my thing: I'm not making no excuses for anybody and their wrongdoings. I think he was like what 19 or 20,
Yeah.
like, and he was in front of the world with all this money and the fame and all that. So I don't know who he is. I don't know him on a personal level, but I do know like he was young at that time, and so it's like, yo, ain't he like 30 something now? Is he at 30
Yeah,
yet?
but has he done enough to redeem himself though? Right? Because time alone is not enough. Like you have to.
Does he have to redeem himself in front of the world? I guess.
That's a great question.
Did he say I'm sorry to Ree and her family? Like,
That's
did
a
they
million-dollar
forgive him?
question. Yeah, I mean she took him back, so clearly she forgave him because she.
She did take him back.
Yeah, they dated again after the incident.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then Drake took her, and then he took her back. It was a bunch. It was a bunch of stuff happened. Rihanna's that bitch. That's what we've learned from this segment.
Yo, if Rihanna would take me, yo,
You know, no, you would have to approach her, Aaron.
that's fine. That's fine.
Would you approach
My
her?
grandmother's from Barbados. Rihanna's
You know
from
what?
Barbados.
Don't shoot your shot on
We
the
could
show.
Go ahead. Look,
ASAP Rocky's famous from Barbados as well.
he's from Barbados too?
Yeah,
Oh,
he
I
has
didn't know
Bayesian
that.
blood. That's why they're always down there.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, West Indians are.
I'll shout out to him because I do like him. I like them together.
Aaron's cleaning. You know what? Yes, that was a good cleanup. You're like,
No,
yeah,
I really
like
do
him
like
too.
them, but I get to be a fan. You know what
And
I'm
he's like-
saying?
I mean, the fact that
He know who he dating,
the whole world wanted her, and she ended up with the Harlem dude.
and it's awesome.
New
I'm
York
from
stand-up.
Brooklyn. What's up?
I will tell you, when I met Aaron, he showed up. We were at Jessica's house, and we had been there for hours. And I don't know what if I ate an edible or what. This is very 420 friendly show, but I was one with the moon. And then I look up, and I just see a Brooklyn hat coming from the back gate.
I did.
I was like, "Are we getting robbed?" Like for a minute, I was a stranger danger, but you look like a smiley face. I was like, "No, robbers don't smile that hard."
Yeah, I'm
And
smiling now. Looking at
Right, and the thing is, like, you talk so like the minute you talk, I could smell a chopped cheese.
you.
But you're telling me that your accent has actually gotten better.
Yeah. Oh, better.
I mean, as far as like it's assimilated.
easier.
easier.
I think it was better before, but
I
you know,
actually think that you sound very Brooklyn now, so I'm like wondering.
Nah, it's so watered down. It's like,
This is watered down.
yeah.
Can you say coffee?
No, that's not going nowhere.
Sometimes when you talk, I'm like, wait, where am I? LA. I'm still
Yeah.
in LA. I'm
Like
still
some
in
words
LA.
you can't let go of, but in general, like I have to practice the word ask.
Say it.
I just said it ask,
You-
but I have
Well,
to
that
practice.
really, that actually is
but I
really
used to
good.
be like axe.
There's a video that I saw that I debated playing for you, and it's a woman trying to figure out how to say something properly
Uh-oh.
despite her Brooklyn accent. A part of me is, do I want to put you through this? Because I feel like you could do it.
If I tried enough, I could do anything.
Aaron, yeah, you're very positive. We're gonna skip that part because you're gonna figure it out, and
I'm about to kill it though.
you're gonna kill it.
I like a challenge.
I'm gonna go to the next topic, and this is something that I actually wanted to get your opinion on. When you and I were talking, we were talking about how we love doing Q&As. We love answering questions, right? So I want to do a segment, Ask A and B.
All right, let's go.
You know what A and B is? That's you
Aaron Bernard.
and me. I'm B.
Aaron and Blue.
Y'all see how Aaron skipped Blue and went straight to just say his phone. Aaron, okay, the first question, you ready?
Yeah.
And this actually came from, these are from Toxic Twitter.
Oh,
So
damn.
I went scavenging through Toxic Twitter for you, Aaron.
I love it.
Do you know how much that hurt? That made my booty itch.
Can I
Like, it
just
was a
tell you-
lot. In a bad way. Like
That's funny. Yeah, real talk. I feel like I've missed out on Twitter for like a couple years. I'm back. I love Twitter.
Twitter's with the shit.
Twitter's everything.
Okay,
Yeah.
so, this is coming from a guy.
All right.
He said, and I quote, "My wife read my journal and didn't like what she read. She's been following me around the house now, quoting the passages that she hates the most and telling me that she now hates me. I'm not sure I have a defense because I actually wrote in my journal that I had feelings for a friend of mine who I thought was my friend's soulmate, but not romantic. She says you can't love your friend as a soulmate and love your wife as a soulmate, and that I'm a cheater and a traitor. Who is wrong here? I'm going to let you. So many things happen in that question. She went through his journal, but he's talking about how he loves his friend. And now she's taunting him around the house with excerpts and saying, I hate this and you.
Well, I'm glad he's journaling. So shout out to him for journaling, right?
That's what you got from that, Aaron?
Yeah, like, you know, a lot of dudes don't journal. So I'm like, at least he's journaling.
That's true.
But if you're going to journal with your wife, you know your wife, be smart about it. So
wait, you're blaming the victim?
No, I'm not blaming the victim, but if you go right, you gotta let it out, flush it down the toilet, burn that joint, like, because you don't want that. Like, once the trust is broken in a relationship, it's tricky.
Is she wrong?
She's also wrong for going through his business. Like, why are you going in this journal? Like, I think they both kind of could have did something different. Like, I feel like if I have a journal and you go through it, why you in my shit? That's my business.
No, here's the thing. I don't even like looking at people's phones. Like, if I'm with somebody and they leave their phone up, I'll turn their face. I don't even want my eyes. I don't want it. Okay?
You never get tempted?
No, I don't want it because I know who I'm. You said you love it.
I love that you don't get tempted.
You're like, oh,
no, I'm not. I feel like the information always comes to me. I don't have to look.
Exactly. So I prefer my spirit guides to send it to me because if I find out on my own, I'm burning everything down. So for the sake of me not going to jail, because I feel like I'd be somebody's bottom bitch in jail.
Ooh.
I'm very nurturing and like I get along with gang members. Like I just
that beta coming out.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. But like I feel like she was wrong.
Yep.
For what she did.
Mm-hmm.
He is technically not wrong. This is something that coaches, therapists, counselors, everybody says the same thing. All feelings are valid. All actions are not. We all know that. That's a base level thing.
He didn't follow through, right? As far as we know.
But I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. If a piece of my husband's journal got loose and he was talking about how he's in love with his homegirl, everybody gotta die.
As a friend, though.
Everybody gotta die.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
I get why she's mad, though. I get why she's mad.
You're in a relationship and your beloved is saying, yo, that's my soulmate. I love this motherfucker so much. Aaron cool too. I love this motherfucker. Like, how would you feel? Be honest.
I mean, I wouldn't feel good, but I also wouldn't write that shit in a journal. I feel like
shit. You're blaming the victim.
I'm a little mad at him. Like, you wrote that in a journal. Like, come on. Come on.
Aaron, are you our toxic king? Cause
I'm not toxic, but I also feel like, let's be real. You said I'm not a therapist or life coach today. I'm an Aaron.
That's
true. If I write in my journal, this is mine. And if I go, it's like if I go through your phone and I see some shit, that's on me now. Like, I had no business going through your journal, your phone, your nothing.
Somebody can say your business is my business.
Yeah, then ask me questions if you feeling something's off.
But you would lie it.
I'm not a liar,
and your journal proved it. Like, no, what if you lied and your journal proved it? Am I wrong still for being right?
They got to know who they dating.
That's true. I'm going to be honest, guys.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
I'm going to say this, and this is going to sound very toxic. People say you can't turn off your feelings. I don't agree with that.
You say what?
People say you can't turn off your feelings.
Okay.
I don't agree with that. I have had 10-year relationships, 20-year relationships, and a 29-year relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Friendships, like family, that based on a toxic conversation, I was ready to dead it and never look back. There are certain things you can say to me that are so disgusting.
Agreed.
I'm fucking out.
I agree.
And I will mourn what I thought we had, but I'm real fucking clear that you can't come with me moving forward. So I don't agree that you can't have a switch. I do have a respect switch. I'll love you. I'll cry in the shower.
From a distance.
Across the street, around the corner. So I think if I went in my husband's journal and saw that he was in love with somebody,
I don't know that I don't know that I would have left either. I would confront you though.
And then what? Now you confront.
We're gonna talk about we're gonna go to therapy.
But you still love the bitch. Like, you still love this bitch.
Absolutely, we'll go to therapy.
But is she still allowed to be in the picture?
I feel like when I look at people this is my.
Hit it.
I'm gonna sound so challenged, but I feel like when I see people that are 50, like they've been married for 50 years, I always ask myself, what was that like? Like, what did they go through?
Yeah.
What kind of forgiveness happened? I'm sure somebody's eye was like.
No, and
you know
one thing. You love another bitch though. You love somebody else.
But we don't know that he messed around with that person.
You love her.
He loved her. But
I have been someone's intimacy mistress before. That was deeper than us fucking. I have somebody who was in my life for a very long time. Oh God, they're probably watching this shit. You know who you are. And for a very long time, whenever they would break up with somebody, they would come over, and the level of intimacy we shared non-sexually was very inappropriate.
For sure.
Until they got drunk one night and was like, I've always loved you. I was like, I know. Like, it's obvious. So I'm just saying that, like, I think emotional cheating actually can be just as bad, if not worse, than sexual cheating.
I agree. But once
You're in
again,
love with her.
But I think at the same time, if you're trying to be married for 50 years and you have an emotional like disconnect and you find yourself looking at someone else, he's trying to let
Tell her to come get your
he's
stuff.
trying to be therapeutic.
Tell your soulmate
He
to
was
come help
trying
you
to
get your
do
stuff.
therapy. He was trying to do
Tell
therapy.
your
He
soulmate
was
to come
writing
help
it
you
out.
get your stuff.
He probably should have went to individual therapy and told a therapist and have his journal. But you know,
Yeah, I would leave him. Would you stay with a partner who did that? I mean,
as long as you're honest.
Oh, so they can cheat emotionally as long as
I
they're
didn't say
honest.
cheat emotionally.
But if you it's emotional cheating. It's quite literally.
You know what's so crazy? Now I'm gonna
You're
tell
a Gemini.
I'm gonna tell him myself.
You're an emotional cheater?
No, I'm not. But
Okay.
one of my first true loves, we were together like 3.5 years. She was real cool. She was amazing. My whole family met her, everything. She cheated on me like a year, 1.5, and told me about it. And then we stayed together for like another 2 years. She told me. I know other people like, you fucking stupid, you crazy. But I was into it. I was like, yo, at least she told me. And she never did it again, allegedly.
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 She found a better way. She was like,
but what I'm saying is like that 2 years of staying together was very bumpy. It was a little tricky because I appreciated the honesty.
That's what you say tricky. But I get nervous.
It was a little rough. It was a little rough
because you're an adulteress.
But I also like I be weighing things down, like the way she left her ex. It was her ex. The way she left him was like a blah blah blah.
So you justified it for her.
I did.
Yeah, we're not doing that at this big age.
I'm not doing that now, but I'm saying that I can't lie and act like.
But that was you younger though.
That's.
I'm gonna be honest. I think me being older is the reason why I'd be out faster. Like I don't got but so many eggs left. I cannot give you 18 months. On a hope and a prayer. Yeah. You're a guy, so you don't have to worry about that stuff. But once I hit 35, I was like, oh, I can't be making mistakes these long. Because I would make like 2 or 3, 4, 5 year mistakes. Like, yeah, I'm a tourist. We be sitting and stuff. All right, next thing. This is a scenario on Twitter. God, Twitter is so toxic. It is. You are in a new relationship. Everything is going great. It's been a few months now, and they invite you to a family party, and you see someone you had sex with at their family's party.
One more time, start over.
You're in a new relationship. Everything is great. Mm-hmm. It's been a few months. And they invite you to a family party. And at the party, you see someone you've had sex with. And they're there. And your new partner introduces them as their friend.
Damn.
Are you telling them or taking it to the grave?
So here's the thing. I'm not a kisser and teller, right?
Wait a minute.
But my mama always said, you better, like, she'd rather hear shit from us first.
If I had to find out my own, I'm fucking you up.
My mom said, always tell me first before I find, like, with a report card or something like that. And that's evolved into my adulting years. So I feel like I'm going to say something. Because I would hate if
in the moment or pull her, like, what are you going to do? Are you going to pull the person aside?
I don't know how I'm going to feel in that moment. But at some point, I'm going to give myself a very limited amount of time, whether it's in that party moment or later that night. Like, I feel like I would need to say something before someone else does and fucks up what we got going on.
There's an instant moment of lying or telling the truth, though, because when the introduction happens, you have to either lie and pretend you don't know this person. You have to say, I know this person, though.
But we have to remember people late with feelings. Like, if you're in shock, you're like, what the fuck? Like,
no, but you could be in shock and still tell, I know this person. So there's a lie immediately that has to happen.
I didn't think of it that way.
You know.
What? Because for me, I'm still trying to process what the fuck is happening.
This is so-and-so, and you've seen somebody's orgasm face. I need you to not be like, oh, hi, so-and-so, nice to meet you. You just lied to me,
I feel you.
sir.
I wasn't thinking about lying. I'm just thinking to myself, like, what the fuck are you doing here?
So everyone be like, hi, so-and-so, I like your eye whites. Like, you wouldn't say it right then and there.
I don't know what I would do, but I would definitely say something, is what I'm saying.
I would start laughing and be like, oh, I know this nigga. I would say something immediately.
I might say we met or something like that. Because I also know a lot of people, so, you know.
So you would say we met, and then.
But I'm not gonna go into details at the party. Like, what if it's a wedding? This ain't no. Jerry
I know
this
show. Nigga. Like, I would just be like, I know this person.
I was thinking the time and the place.
The place is we're being introduced. I'm not gonna lie and pretend like I don't know this person.
So in the moment at a family function,
no, I know him.
Christening or wedding, I gotta be like, oh, we fucked.
No, not we fucked. But if you say, hey, this is my friend, so I'm like, oh no, we know each other. I'm not gonna pretend I don't know you. That's a lie to me.
Oh, I didn't say not to pretend you don't know the person.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I know this person. I'm not gonna be like, hey, nice to meet you, person I've seen from the booty hole up. Like, come on, like, I'm not doing that.
Put it like that.
Sorry, you guys. Y'all know how my brain is. Would you be upset though? Because I will be honest, I have had a past history of unintentionally dating people who are friends. But in my defense, I never meet them around. They're never friends who are around each other. So it's always like I meet you in Mars, and I meet somebody else on Jupiter.
Yeah.
And then later I'm like, oh, this is fun.
Awkward.
Like I don't get awkward. So I just be like,
okay.
I'm like, well, this is fascinating. This is exciting. What's about to happen now?
I just feel like if I was the one, if let's say we're dating, I introduce you and y'all dated or whatever, I would need you to tell me. So just
immediately.
However you need to figure out how you're gonna tell me. Just make sure you tell me.
Would you be madder the longer it took?
Probably.
Every moment you're living a lie, we got a problem.
This I said probably.
Yeah, no. If it was, would you date somebody knowingly that your friend had dated, like knowingly? So are you still proceeding? Because I've heard men and women are different about this.
Yeah, my homegirl was like, "Yo, how do you feel about?" We had this conversation recently.
Oh, nice.
And she was like, at the end of the day, like if it didn't work out for her homegirl, she said, "Who's to say that's not her soulmate?" So she'll just have a grown up conversation with her friend and go from there. And I was like, that's a cool perspective. I just think it depends on that person's maturation level because not everybody's that mature and okay with that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna say something that's real. Look, this might be my toxic episode. I think having you here is allowing me to be more toxic because usually
I'm gonna be toxic. I'm like, wait,
no. Like I think having you here is making me more toxic because I'm realizing if I meet somebody that I really like oh God, like I just want to bite his bottom lip, and he's dated somebody that I'm cool with, I would ask myself, do I like him enough to pursue it at the risk of losing her? Because my thing is,
fair enough,
I'm gonna fucking date him anyways, right? So I have to figure out, is he worth the L? I'm being serious.
But that's a real question.
But I think it's selfish to expect to keep them both. I think it's selfish. I think that if I want to keep her, I have to be willing to understand that whatever it takes to keep her, I'm prioritizing that.
Mm-hmm.
But if I really want him, I think it's selfish to force her or guilt her or have our friend group shame her into forcing her to condone something. When, bitch, I took you, like, I get why you're mad. So for me, if I like you enough to date you and we have a friend in common, I have to be willing to lose them.
And I would say, I don't know if it's always selfish. I think, like, because I have friends right now who are married.
Mm-hmm.
One of my female friends dated person A. Years later, she dated person B, got married to them. And everybody's cool.
If they're cool, but I'm saying if someone says I'm uncomfortable, they don't owe me their comfort. A lot of times something will happen that I feel dishonors me and I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And the collective will say, well, can you just pretend you're not uncomfortable for the collective? And I'm like, I'm not gonna.
I don't think nobody should make you like minimize your feelings. I'm not into.
But
that.
I hate when people say, "Well, if you were mature, you'd be able to see me with him." And no, bitch, I just don't like it. You can call me whatever you want. I don't like it, and I don't have to like it. There's a gaslighting that happens with the word mature, though. Sometimes people say you need to be more mature when they're trying to make you do something that feels shitty to you. Well, if you were more mature, you'd be okay with it. No, maybe she's just not okay with it.
Maybe she's not okay with it. You're allowed to not be okay with it.
And I chose him.
And it depends on the type of friend too.
Oh yeah.
Because some friends are tricky. And they have patterns, so
That's true.
It depends on the friend. If
and
this friend I know
never
several. Did not like that
I know a couple of your friends who seem very solid, and I can think of a couple of friends. So I'm like, oh, this person's mixy, and I can see myself saying, if you have a friend who you think is just flittering about, you're like, you were number 7 of 17, like.
Because we have different kinds of friends, and I love all my friends, but some of them, they be doing some tricky things. I be like, I love you anyway. I know you're working on yourself, But I feel like
if a former therapist says this is tricky,
I tell my friends that though. They be knowing, but it's never like judgment. Because my friends,
not judgment, but it's
they
like
love me because
thing.
I don't be judging them. But I be like, I tell them like it is though. I be like, it's kind of fucked up, right?
It's a little. Have you done anything like that where you've had to selfishly put yourself first, even though you knew it might? Because my thing is just own it. If you're gonna do it, just own it. I already told you I'm owning it. If I'm choosing him, sis, I'm like, yo, sis, I love him. I am so sorry if this means you can't be my friend anymore. I totally get it. Like, I'm not gonna pretend like she owes me friendship. Yeah. Have you ever owned anything that was a little bit selfish and toxic in life?
I've never owned anything like that. Like, hey, this was happening. Can we do this? No, I've never had that specific situation.
Have you ever done anything that you probably should have owned?
Absolutely.
Can you give an example? I'm sorry.
I don't want to talk about it. But it was like, damn, blame it on the goose, blame it on Patrol. What does JB Fox say?
You made a choice.
I made a very drunken choice that I woke up the next day. I was like, what the?
See, here's the thing about drunkenness.
No, I'm gonna say
I don't know. I don't mean if I'm drunk.
I agree to that mostly because I'm gonna tell you this. I didn't. Yo, real talk. We'll talk after the cameras. But like,
oh, we're gonna.
I definitely felt bad like afterwards. Cause I was like, oh shit. Cause I literally had no intention. And this is gonna sound real LA as fuck, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Cause I started weighing. I was like, yo, how did you get here? Like Deborah Cox, right? But I remember I remember I didn't eat a lot of food that day. I was on some vegan shit.
No, we're not doing this.
And then the weed.
You ate vegan food and smoked some weed and slept with somebody's person, and that's your story. Your. It
was an accident, but it was a good accident.
Then it's not an accident. You meant it.
No, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. And I felt bad. I really felt bad. I felt honestly, I felt horrible, yo. I felt
I
bad.
don't do things I don't mean.
Well,
I'm so literal.
I literally felt bad. Like I called my friends. I was like, my
Did you
character's
feel
messed
bad
up.
about what you did, or did you feel bad about the blowback? Because sometimes we don't feel bad.
I didn't have a blowback. I just felt bad by myself.
Oh, okay. That's
I never had a
beautiful.
blowback.
Yeah, no. I think when it comes to matters of the heart, any decision I make, I really mean it.
I just feel like my grandpa, R.I.P. grandpa, like he always told me like all you have is your character. So I feel like my character was in question. So that
so
really
more about you than them then.
Oh, it
yeah.
was my character. I was like, yo, you really fucked up. Like you really messed up. So I felt horrible. And I'm not trying to sound like I'm this good person because I just admitted that I did what I did.
You are a good person.
But
We're
like,
human. Human beings
but
make
I
mistakes.
definitely
Humanized.
like Donnie McClurk. I fell down. So I was like, let me get back up.
Never would have made it.
Yeah.
All right, this is the last one, I think. Your partner has an ex in town and they haven't seen each other in a while. And so your partner tells you, so-and-so asked me to go have a drink and catch up with them. What is your response? That's a deep Harriet Tubman side. Like, oh.
Like, all my life I had to fight.
Right.
Oh my gosh. You know, this is.
I picked the wrong questions. I'm triggered by every question I've asked. I'm
you better pick the great questions.
I'm seething right
whoever's
now.
watching right now, they gonna be having a debate. You know, I feel like this. In general, if we're in a healthy relationship and in a healthy space, it's not a problem. That's what I feel like in general. Because
if we're in a healthy space, why do you need the lunch then?
I might know your ex already. So maybe I know about this ex. Maybe in general, I think it's tricky as fuck. But you know, it just depends on how healthy your relationship is.
I don't think that's fair. I think you can have a healthy relationship and be like, fuck no.
Oh, but I also feel like I gotta trust. I also feel like I gotta trust my intuition and my spidey senses.
Exactly.
If my gut says no, it's no. If my gut says yes and it's cool, then I'm like, all right.
I'm gonna tell you right now, every single relationship I've ever had that was healthy, that was destroyed, was because of outside parties. We were strong, but people were chipping away at us. And so my thing is access is power. So if I don't think they're safe, we could be in a good relationship and I still don't want you talking to that bitch because she likes you, not because she wants you back, because she doesn't know I have you and she's supposed to know she has the option. So a lot of women will hit on your man, and I have a bad habit. People keep on telling me I need to date people who are less attractive. The people I date, you know, I'm not. I have not listened to any of them. But the people I date, that there are people who feel like, oh, you shouldn't be able to pull this person, and they will flirt with them not because they want them, but just to be able to say, well, I could have him if I wanted him. And so, and I don't want to talk about men, but sometimes y'all a little dumb. Y'all a little slow sometimes when women are circling y'all. Y'all are so not used to being approached in that way. Yeah. When a woman is blatantly like throwing it at you, it takes you a while to notice. And so I've been in relationships where someone clearly liked the person I was with for whatever reason, and he's like, no, that's just my homegirl. I'm like, no, when I'm gone, she wants next. Yeah. And so my thing is, I could be in a healthy relationship and still be like, no, she's not safe.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Why? See, the reason why I'm stuttering and I'm pausing is because why do you want to see your ex this bad?
Amen.
Right? That's number one. What's the intention behind it? How did y'all end? Is this ex married and moved on? Is the ex's spouse gonna be there? Like, what's the situation? Have you cheated? Are you a liar? Like, have you had bad patterns? Or are we healthy as fuck and I don't care? Like, cause my thing is I don't control anybody.
I don't control anybody.
And so my thing is like I'm always trying to read the energy and I'm trying to trust my intuition. So that's why I'm like I'm so gray. Like it's like in general I don't think I would obviously like it, but I could also see me being okay with it because I have like situations. I'm like people we grow up. If that shit was 10 years ago or 1 month ago, there's a big difference.
The last friend I had who had a partner, a husband who did that, they're now separated.
Because something happened or because they went to lunch?
A door was opened. And so I'm just going to say.
Bruno Mars.
Let me leave the door open.
They left the door open.
Here's the thing. I have a thing I do, and tell me if it's toxic or not. I think it's healthy. But of course, it's self-serving. If I'm with someone and my partner asks me a question like that, I only give them the answer of how I'm going to feel. And it's up to them to decide what to do. So I'd be like,
I like that.
I'd be like, I'm not comfortable with that.
I'm not what?
I'm not comfortable with that.
I'm not comfortable with that.
And now you have to decide what to do knowing I'm not comfortable. Are you going on this fucking lunch date knowing how uncomfortable I am?
If we were dating, you said you weren't comfortable, I probably wouldn't go.
That's the thing. So
that's my thing.
I don't give mandates.
I just want you to be, because I'm not in a mandate moment either.
Yeah, I don't do mandates. Because my thing is, if I have to do a mandate, now I'm turned off. Now you probably should go to lunch with her because I'm turned off now. I hate having to tell an adult how to show integrity. It turns me off like on a deep core level. So I'm gonna just say what I like, what I don't like, and I'm gonna let your integrity show up for me.
But I also think you gotta know who you're dating, right? So if I'm dating you, I'm gonna know that's not what you like. So if I know that you don't like this, why am I ask that question for? That's dumb. right? But if I'm dating a different version of you that's okay with it, then I'm gonna ask the question like just because we're communicating.
I'm gonna break the fourth wall. Erin's sister is here. Do you agree with me? Am I crazy, or would you be?
She probably would hate it.
You would hate it too, right? See,
She's not with the shits.
Thank you.
I know she's not.
Let me just tell
I
y'all.
was thinking you wasn't with it.
We're
She's making faces.
we're all at different walks of life, but at a certain point, there's some things about you that you have to recognize are just who you are, and do you even want to evolve from it? I am not a jealous person because jealousy means that I want what somebody else has. I'm not an envious person. I just feel like there's plenty of fish in the sea. Just don't touch my fucking fish. I'm very territorial. Like, I'm not jealous at all. I'm just territorial. Like, it's my stuff that I'm talking about. It's my lane. I'm allowed to talk about my stuff. And so my thing is, I don't like funny shit. I don't like the opportunity for funny shit. I don't like even the attempt of funny shit. So even me catching a whiff of something funny, I'm gonna wait in the car.
I feel you on that.
I'm very West Indian, y'all. If y'all haven't noticed, I'm very West Indian. It's the Haitian coming out of me and the Cuban, so it's a lot.
Hey.
So yeah, I don't play that shit. Because my mother ran around with a machete. And I know how crazy my West Indian streak could go, and I'm always making sure
you don't even want to go there. Why even bother?
Exactly. I'm gonna just wait in the car.
But I've read this book called Attached, and it kind of shifted how I show up. I think my attachment style, because basically it's 4 attachment styles, but if I could break down to 3.
Yeah.
There's in the middle, the healthy, balanced version is the secure attachment style.
Yes.
On the other end, you got the anxious, and on the opposite end, wait, we scream.
Is it the avoidant?
We have the avoidant, right? So I just want to be secure. So I always ask myself, am I being secure or am I being anxious when saying no? Or am I being avoidant or something like that? So I that's kind of how I kind of run my life a little bit.
I think that we tend to lean. I'm secure avoidant. I used to be secure anxious. So my thing is, like, if I have anything I have to beg to keep, I don't want it.
Yeah.
Because it's going to bring out my anxious. My entire family's anxious. If I have to keep my eye on you, we don't need to be together at all because it's just going to drive me fucking crazy. But my thing is, though, that's why when I see the phone, I turn it down.
Yeah.
I don't want to feed anything I don't want to grow.
I feel it.
So I don't need to see your fucking phone. Because your friend could just be telling a joke that is inappropriate but completely innocent on your part. I'm going to see that joke and I'm going to have clarifying questions.
Yeah.
I don't get upset in relationships. I just have clarifying questions.
And I'm definitely secure, but I have anxious tendencies.
So you're
so I'm just like, I just want to be peace. I want to be zen. I'm not trying to be nervous for no reason.
Exactly.
And create scenarios that aren't even real in my head. So that's why I'm like, what does my spidey sense say? That's where my answer is coming from right now.
I appreciate that. Anybody who's thinking of dating me who's watching this show, please do not come at me with funny shit because I will call you an Uber. I'm so not. I can't.
I love it, though.
I've wasted so much time showing
But you know
grace.
what you want, and I think that's amazing. You know
Thank
what you
you
will
for putting it that
tolerate.
way.
No, you know what you want. You know what you tolerate. And I think that's amazing. I wish more people would say that.
You know what it is? I think that I'm probably one of the most emotionally safe people I know. And because I create such an atypical level of emotional safety, you got to meet me at least a basic level of emotional safety. All right, this is the last question. You ready? This is the heaviest one.
Uh-oh.
A man went viral recently on TikTok because he found out that his son was actually his uncle.
What?
Wait. I'm about to explain it.
Hold on.
Your sister is gawking. He and his girlfriend were staying with his granddad, and grandpa was fucking his girl the whole time.
Wait.
And so the little boy that when his girlfriend said she was pregnant, he thought it was his. It was actually his grandfather's child, which makes it his uncle. So he just sorry.
Your sound like it's going off right now.
Our producer's like, so he went and here's a video of him crying, like he was crying, like. And I went to his page on TikTok. It's real. Like I saw his uncle's son and everything.
His uncle's son.
So here's the debate.
What in the Jerry Springer's going on?
And the thing is, he said I should have known because he had a whole second family of my grandma when we were growing up. But I never thought he would do it to my own girlfriend.
Wait. So his grandfather
fucked his girlfriend while they were all living in the same house. Like, he went to go stay with his grandpa because they were going through rough times. And he was smashing the old girl.
So what's the title of his grandpa?
His son is actually his uncle. Your grandfather's child who's not your father is your uncle.
I can't.
So half of Twitter is saying, yo, that child didn't do nothing wrong. You still got to raise your uncle. And the other half are like,
what?
The other half are, I think the fuck not. And so I think you can guess which group I'm in.
Can you guess what mine is?
No, because you missed the gray. I've been very clear.
I'm black as white right now. I think
would you raise your uncle?
The fuck not. What the fuck? Excuse my language.
This is real. If this man
No.
True,
I got lines. That's one of them. That is the fuck one of them.
I think it's toxic that people are trying to force him to raise his uncle.
Nah, fuck that. No. Let me tell you something right now. Not on my watch. Now I'm triggered. You got me. Yo,
Yeah.
and you trying to tell me what to do? I'm the one I'm the victim, and now you gonna make me the bad guy?
Because I don't want to raise my uncle.
Nah.
I'm so sorry.
Listen, I got a line. That ain't it. See my lines? They show up when they show up.
Oh.
Let me tell you something about my uncle, dad,
That's
grandfather.
funny shit. That's why I told you. That's why I don't like funny shit,
No.
y'all.
But let me tell you about uncle, grandfather, dad, whoever he is to me.
It's your uncle's son.
My actual grandfather,
Uh-huh.
I don't have one no more.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, honestly, I believe in forgiveness, but we not ever talking again.
Yeah.
Because you was doing some sneaky line shit for a long period of
I
time.
don't think I'd be able to engage with the child either. I'm
Nah.
so sorry.
And honestly, if the child came around like, "Hi, Uncle Dad," what if you went to call me?
No, my nephew. Your child is would call you nephew.
Let him call me nephew.
This is my nephew and my father.
Yo, I would be in therapy, and I would be needing like the Lord.
You might want a black therapist for cultural competency.
I would need handcuffs because these hands, and I don't believe in violence. I don't condone it.
Earlier, I said access is power. You see what you happen when you go to Grandpa's house? This is why you can't be having everybody around you, y'all. I can count on one hand how many people I've let in my house since I moved to LA. You're on a very short list.
Well, thank you.
I do not play with funny stuff in my house. I actually had a friendship almost end because he had spent months talking about how he dated women who were emotionally immature, and then last minute tried to bring one of his girls. I was like, no, like you told me that you date girls who are emotionally immature. You told me that the girls don't like how close our friendship is. You think I'm gonna you bring one of them to my house?
That's bad energy.
And number one, I knew she was coming just to to spy on me. I know how women work. And I really hate when men act stupid, like they don't know how women work. Because y'all know, because when y'all talking to your friends, yeah, you know how women can be. But when you're talking to your girlfriend, nah, man, I had no idea she was going to do that. That's wild, man. These girls are crazy. y'all play stupid a lot. Say something, Aaron.
Something, Aaron.
You know what?
No, I think we played dumb.
I rest my case.
I think we could be tricky. You know, and sometimes we do some really dumb stuff.
Every time you say tricky, I get nervous.
Yo, well, stop getting nervous. It's
because when you say tricky, it's for all the fuck shit. It's like a bag of called tricky.
It just covers everything. Honestly, I think sometimes I'll be looking at like Twitter and I look at Instagram. I'm like, people really just don't be thinking.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, you really thought that was okay? So I'm with you on that one. I'm still stuck on grandpa, and I agree to you not letting that girl come to the house.
I knew I was right.
No, you 1,000% right.
And she actually found a way to find me online to make her presence felt, so I was completely right. There's one debate that was going on. We weren't supposed to have this on the list, but I want to end on a liner note because grandpa, uncle, son, it feels heavy. Way to end the show. A guy went to a hibachi restaurant with his girlfriend, and they squirted the sake in her mouth, and he got angry.
I saw that.
And he left. Me and Damage have been debating about this. I went to Damage like, oh, isn't this funny? He was like, nah, like, why isn't nigga squirting?
Oh, we talked about this at the house.
Yeah, why is he squirting stuff in your mouth? If you were at a hibachi restaurant and your girl closed her eyes and opened her mouth and let the hibachi guy squirt the sake in her mouth, are you calling her Uber like my mans did, or are you taking her home and saying, hey, it is what it is? I didn't realize how upsetting it was until I saw somebody get squirted in the mouth. I was like, oh, that is a little intimate.
So I
only make that face for one reason. So.
I went to Mexico, right? And they had like the tequila gun. And they were shooting everybody in the mouth with a tequila gun.
But did you open your mouth and close your eyes and receive it? like, I don't care what they doing. I'm not with them. I'm with you.
I was single, so I wanted some free tequila. So I got some. And then all my friends got some, whether they were in relationships or not. Everybody wanted free tequila. So,
would you do it in front of your partner?
But I think...
Or would you be okay with your partner doing it in front of you? Mouth open, eyes closed, just ready to take it.
I'm not okay with grandpa's son.
No, this is not grandpa's son. This is the hibachi
That's a
guy.
black and white answer. Hibachi hour. At least what you think? I don't know.
You gotta know your partner.
That's what it... Honestly, that's what it boils down to me. Like, she should have known him. And she should have known that that's not okay. Maybe her ex-boyfriend was okay with that, but this was not. And that's why she had to find an Uber.
I'm going to be honest. Up until this happened, I probably would have done it. But now I know better. Because I'm playful. I'm mischievous. I'm like, oh, this is fun. Because I like to do sexual innuendos and joke. I don't do it when I'm in a relationship, so maybe I should take that back.
But she was looking sexual?
Well, it's a big sexual innuendo. The hibachi gun, even the tequila gun, it's all meant to be sexual. Like, the reason it's a thing is because you're being cheeky. So that's why I'm saying, like, on its foundation, whether it's normal or not, it's meant to be cheeky. That's why it's fun.
Like driving the boat.
Yeah, it's meant to be cheeky.
So is driving the boat okay?
It's all meant to be cheeky.
But if a dude try to drive the boat on you and you have a boyfriend, that's not okay.
I would not do that because I'm very clear now about the kind of men that I'm around, and I'm not trying to get in trouble.
I feel like driving the boat's more intimate than shooting a gun of alcohol.
I had somebody drive the boat on me, and I was talking to somebody. It was a maintenance man. It wasn't really talking to somebody, and he got upset. Like it was a conversation.
Yeah.
And it was dripping out my. It was a lot happening. It was on my
See, that's a lot. All the drip down the chest.
But no, that's how you drive the boat, though. That's literally the.
No,
point
that's
of
a lot of energy. That's a lot of energy. That's a lot of energy.
He was like,
I'm a very secure dude, but that's a lot of energy.
It's the drip.
Because
like,
and if he's trying to take the gun and purposefully miss, that's a lot of bad energy for the space that our date. You know?
Yeah, I just think that you should know your partner.
I think you should know your partner.
I think what we've learned today is there's no right or wrong. Well, no, there's some wrong.
There's some wrong.
Grandpa,
wrong.
uncle, son is wrong. I think we both agree.
Cousin, nephew, uncle, son, twice, not even removed.
Your son calling you nephew, I would have to hit everybody in the room.
He called me nephew.
We fighting. Like, okay, what are we gonna call this episode?
But yo,
everybody's toxic.
But
Featuring Aaron Bernard. That'd be a great talk because I think everybody's low-key a little bit toxic.
I think everybody has toxicity, and I think that's why we got to do the work. And that's what I do to work. I do the work.
Amen.
I try to read books. I try to listen to music. I try to catch myself. I try to talk to my family, my friends, and like I don't think anybody's perfect. And that's why I'm great because I'm like, yo, one day, what if that was me? Because I found myself when I look back over my life and my how many years of living, there's some things I was like, I would never do that. And I woke up and I was like, doing it. So that's why I be like, great, because I don't want to cast no judgment on people, knowing that one day that could be me. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes like people operate from trauma and hurt and all that stuff, and I just want us to heal. But like that's why I
call this episode gray areas.
The gray.
You only been black and white once.
I mean, that's what I meant.
I'm a compassionate black or white though. Like I don't judge wrong or right. I judge if it works for me or not.
Yeah.
Some people all the time like, look, if this is how you get down,
yeah,
that's amazing. My Uber's outside. No judgment. I'm gonna go home.
But I told you that I've had black or white moments before.
I have not seen them yet.
I mean, I talked to you about it though.
Oh. When somebody, are you okay with sharing?
Yeah, we don't know the name.
Okay, yeah. Aaron was sharing a story, and then we're gonna wrap up because I know the producer's like, this show's over.
we done, bro.
No, but Aaron was sharing a story about how he was talking to a young lady who went through a physical transformation and got all healthy and stuff, and she lost a bunch of weight and started getting extra attention.
Mm-hmm.
And she told him like, "Oh my God, Aaron, I don't know what to do. All these boys are looking at me."
Yep.
And Aaron's response was,
"I know how to help you."
And how did you help her?
I told her she can go date them. And
Aaron.
I did.
You're more like him than you're willing to admit. Because that sounds like my Uber's outside.
But my Uber's outside. But my thing is the intention and the energy around it was not feeling good to me. So
yeah, and also she lied to you too. Because as somebody who's lost and gained that kind of weight, if you're with somebody and you like them, it doesn't really matter. It only matters if you were only.
I think she was interested, so I was like, "Well, go be interested." I'm out.
That is wow.
So I do have black or whites.
You do have black and white.
I just have a lot of grays.
We have to end on a positive note.
Yes.
Because this is a time where everybody says that they don't believe in love anymore. It's a very interesting time.
Sad.
Dating in LA is. I do not recommend it. Please come here with your person already intact or have like some kind of import-export situation happening, guys. How do you know? My friends and I were talking about this, about how we would know if we met our person. And it felt like a heavy question at first until I realized, for me, it comes down to like somebody who's emotionally safe, i.e. no funny shit, and who I can laugh with, right? Because I feel like everything else you can figure out if you're emotionally safe and the person trusts your heart and you can have fun with them.
Yeah.
As Aaron, not the coach, but as Aaron the person, what are 2 ways that you'd be able to tell, like, this might be my person? Like, what would be the thing, like, I might be able to get out the gray and just choose all in on this person?
The person, let me see. There's an energetic excitement that happens for me. Mm-hmm. And I feel like, I always call it my spidey sense, but it's really intuition. It speaks to me. There's got to be a level of deep conversation. And then there also got to be like, because I like intellect, but I also like lightheartedness and laughing. You know what I'm saying?
But you have deep conversations with everybody though. So how would you tell the difference between that deep?
It's a different kind of energy. Like there's to be balance, right? Like we could be deep, we could laugh, and then I could feel like there's trust. There's got to be trust. If there's no trust, what am I doing here? I always tell people I'm not trying to go to work and then come home and go to work.
Ooh,
so
yeah.
I'm not getting paid. No, I'm good. So
Aaron has made it very clear he's not doing shit unless there's a budget.
People are like, are you analyzing me right now? I'm like, are you paying me right now? Ooh. I have boundaries. So my thing is, when I come home, I want it to be a safe space.
Yeah.
And I want to feel good. I want to feel like there's trust and like laughter, depth, trust. Those are my three main. And then like you gotta have drive because we going
Oh
places.
God, can you imagine having to drag a carcass across the finish line? That's just I feel like in LA though, I feel like the groups that we're around, everybody's pretty ambitious.
Everybody's really ambitious.
Oh, you're gonna get left behind. You're gonna get left behind if you're not. You kind of have no choice.
Try to get left behind. You know what I'm saying?
Well, this has concluded. You see how quickly it went by?
That was great.
We could have totally done like a 2-hour thing instead of an hour. You see how and nothing crazy happened.
Gang.
Aaron was a little bit nervous, guys.
A lot of nervous.
Man, I'm such a
I was,
space.
but I'm also nervous in general. Remember anxious?
I'm anxious
attachment
too.
style.
But I will say this though. I think the beauty of this episode is, as people who hire us to help them, it's good to know that we're also human.
I'm human.
See,
human.
Humanized.
You're human. That's why we connect.
And by the time the show comes out, because it's coming out in a couple weeks, we will have already gone to tomorrow's fete. We're going to an amazing event tomorrow. I don't want to talk about it now because I don't want to make any predictions and then watch back this episode.
Let's just wait. Yeah, it's gonna be lit.
That means you have to come back.
I'm down.
Are you really gonna come back?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't say things I don't mean. I keep telling you that.
That's true. That's true. A lot of people say that and then they be lying to me. So
nah.
I gotta have trust issues around that.
We'll talk later off camera, but I say what I mean.
There's some folks who tell me everything I want to hear, and then a week in, I'm like, I think my friend's a liar. People lie and then they figure which lies they tell. So I love when folks are consistent.
Yeah, but character is big for me.
That should have been my third one.
What?
No funny shit, laughing, and consistent. Because anybody can be amazing in spurts. Anybody can be amazing.
But are you consistent?
Exactly.
I'm going to steal that from you. Thank you.
All right, guys. This concludes this episode of Humanized with Bluetooth Luzma. Aaron, where can they find you, love?
You can find me on Instagram at It's Aaron Bernard. I think on YouTube, I also have a YouTube page. You can find me on Aaron Bernard over there as well. You can subscribe, please. And then I'm also on Twitter, and I don't use it, so I don't know.
Not Twitter.
Twitter, and TikTok.
You on TikTok doing little dances?
No, I ain't doing nothing yet, but I got 2 videos up. So
well, now that you're on TikTok, I'll send you the uncle, son, nephew video because
I'm about to be stressed.
It's very sad. You guys already know me. I'm at Bluecentric. Please make sure to subscribe and rate and do all that good stuff so we can get more eyes on the show. Shout out to everybody who's been sending me messages asking to be guests. The only rule for guests is that you have to be someone that I actually enjoy talking to already. So I don't interview straight. No, I'm not trying to be petty.
No, you're being real.
I'm just being real. So the energy of the show is based on me actually enjoying people. And also, please make sure to check out our next workshop that's starting off in the fall. And it's on Eventbrite, ots2022.eventbrite.com, ots2022.eventbrite.com. Aaron, you've been a fun guest. The next time, we're going to have to do 2 hours instead of 1 hour.
I'm ready. Thank you for having me. I want to say that. I really appreciate you having me. And you have great energy.
Oh,
thank you so much.
I got that from a professional. See that? Aaron has told you that I medically
and
clinically have good energy.
Like I'm just nervous in general, but then like you feed off of people, and I'm feeding off of your wonderful warmth. So thank you.
Oh, you guys know I love compliments. Come back next time. Bye. That was